Chair. Minister, I just want to begin by wishing you the very best in your new role, and it's fantastic to see a female minister here in front of us, so it's good. Minister, I want to welcome this bill as an effort to respond to the concerns that have been raised for many years by individual Irish credit unions and indeed more widely the Irish League of Credit Unions. All of us here are aware of the enormous social value and the financial contribution that credit unions make to our communities, our sporting organisations, our voluntary bodies, the list goes on. I have consistently engaged with credit unions within my own constituency in the past, including in Bar, and indeed I recently placed a number of parliamentary questions to the Minister for Finance, asking for clarification on the steps that would be taken to enable the credit union movement to grow as a key provider of community banking in the country. And that's what I and many others would love to see, is the expansion of the existing services, and certainly in terms of mortgage options. I would like to see that there would be options in, to younger couples and to couples who are seeking mortgages. But I would hope that it could be done in a way that the community ethos of the credit union, and which is so symbolic of our credit union movement, would be maintained and retained, and that it wouldn't evolve into something else like a bank. But I do believe that there's huge potential for expansion and indeed for a broadening of services. I also asked the Minister if it could be examined that the suggestion by the credit union movement to review the policy framework within the credit union, within which the current credit unions currently operate. I accept that this is now happening through the provisions of this bill, which passed unchallenged in the Senate. We all know that there has been a great need for many years now to allow for the creation of a regulatory and legislative credit union policy committee and a business model task force. These would enable the credit unions to fulfil and fill the vacuum felt by the exodus of banks like Ulster Bank. But it would also offer the customer and the ordinary household and business more flexibility and more competition with respect to savings and loans, and that's certainly something to be welcomed. I acknowledged with interest that Minister Fleming's own remarks that he made when he was in office was that the statistic that credit unions are only lending 27% or 5.5 billion of their 20 billion assets. And like him, I agree that this figure is far too low and does not adequately address the latent potential that resides within our credit unions. As it has been noted, there is huge potentials for the credit unions to develop plans for lending in the community, such as loans to small businesses, agri-lending, retrofit loans and mortgages in a safe and cost-effective way. I just hope, however, that whatever this transition brings about, it does not result in the loss of the community aspect, the face-to-face service for which our credit unions are, as I said earlier, widely known and respected. They must not become another faceless, bureaucratic set of financiers whose sole concern is the bottom line. For example, in the credit union in Tullamore, founded 60 years ago in 1963, there is an excellent arrears and personal finance programme available, and they're provided free of charge to the members, and a huge success and very helpful to people.